The Think Big, Act Small morning show. My name is Tristan White, and I'm really excited to be here with you on a Thursday morning. Today's topic is one of the 3 C's that I often speak about. I often speak about character, about culture, and about cash flow as the 3 C's of importance for us service-based entrepreneurs as we grow ourselves and grow our teams. And today I want to talk about cash flow, and specifically I want to do a quick self-assessment of the cash flow skills that you've got, I've got, and that are needed for us to build a sustainable, long-term service-based business. That is the topic for today, self-assessment on the cash flow side of things. But first things first, a big welcome. My name is Tristan White. I believe the world needs more great places to work. This is the Think Big, Act Small morning show. It's on from 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday morning, Melbourne, Australia time. This is the second last episode for the year, or the fancy term that used to get used when I all the way back when I used to study for a law degree, the penultimate show, or the penultimate. They used to talk about the penultimate year of a law degree. Well, this is the penultimate show of the Think Big, Act Small morning show for 2021. Carmel is here. Hello, Carmel. Really nice to have you with us. Thanks for being here as usual. If you are here with me live, then please say hello in the comments. If you are on the replay, please do the same thing. Or if you'd like to get in touch offline, tristan@tristanwhite.com.au is my email address. I'd love to hear from you. If you've got any questions, comments, stories to share, or things on your mind about today's show, or about anything related to those character, culture, or cash flow parts of building a sustainable service-based business. Now, today's topic is about cash flow. It's on Tuesday, we had a self-assessment on the culture part of the 3 C's, and today I just want to walk through a little bit of a self-assessment on the cash flow part. Now, for many of us empathetic, service-based, people-focused entrepreneurs, the money side of things can be daunting. It can be something we'd prefer not to have to spend too much time on. It can be something that we'd prefer that was taken care of for us rather than having to dive deep into it. This is my 18th year of leading the Physio Co. I've got a long way to go with the work that I do to be skilled at managing cash flow, but I can tell you that without knowing more and more about cash flow, I can't work on the culture of our team confidently, and I can't work on my leadership skills or my personal character confidently, because I'm stressed, I'm worried about the cash flow concerns. So building my skill and building my confidence in the cash flow part of my leadership skill, so very important for the culture of our business in the long term. So in my experience, there are 3 parts of cash flow that I like to speak about. And no, they're not the nitty gritty of every dollar and cent in your bank account. That's not what I'm talking about here. In my experience, there are 3 parts, and let me talk you through them. Firstly, money mindset. Money mindset of us service-based entrepreneurs, and more specifically, finding comfort with the importance of making money, because making money, having more money coming in than going out, is a critical factor for the oxygen, that is the oxygen for the sustainability of our businesses. So money mindset is the first bit. Carmel writes here, cash flow is the part of a culture I try to avoid. Yeah, I understand. You're not alone, Carmel. There's many people in that category. It can work for a period of time, but I think the more we can learn, build our skill, build our muscle, and get better at the cash flow part of our businesses, the better, more confident we can become. So first things first, money mindset, and more specifically, finding comfort with the importance of making money is the first part. I'll come back to a bit more detail on these, but let me just give you the overview for a second. And the second part is financial vision. And that is, in my experience, it's critical to educate your team on the long-term financial goals of a thriving business. And no, I'm not talking about a business that makes phenomenal amounts of money in comparison to their team members. I'm talking about our service-based businesses that typically make, if we've got a sustainable, thriving business, 10 to 15% profit per year. If we get to 20% profit, it is a wonderful time. Look out, because the competition is coming, is my experience when we get to those levels of profit. But a sustainable, thriving, healthy, service-based business, in my experience, can make between 10 and 15% profit each year. And educating our team on those basics is really, really important, because without that information, they might think that there's this us versus them mentality, and there's a hell of a lot more money being made than perhaps they realize, and or the other way around, that there is a hell of a lot less money being made. And if there is a hell of a lot less money being made, then team members don't need to be scared about it, but they need to be informed of what's going on. So financial vision and educating your team on what's needed for a long-term thriving business is the second part of this cash flow element for our service-based entrepreneurs. And so the third part is about cash conversations. Carmel, this is the bit that many of us prefer to look the other way and not necessarily have these robust conversations. But in my experience, for us service-based entrepreneurs, building the confidence to negotiate the biggest cost in our business, and that is salaries, wages, and benefits, is such an important skill. And this is such an important skill, and it's based upon a transparent sharing of business goals, sharing of some financials, whichever financials you're most comfortable with. I'm not saying you have to be completely open book. That's not what I'm insisting here. But what I am suggesting is that we build a money mindset, which is focused on more money in than money out. We focus on a financial vision, so that we let people know, we decide ourselves, and then we let people know what the financial vision is for our business, so that they can then align their personal financial goals as well. And lastly, building the skill to have these cash conversations is the third part of the Culture is Everything cash flow approach. Jeffrey's here, but hello Jeffrey, nice to see you. Thanks for being part of the crew. Carmel writes, better at it these days. The more we make, we can give back to pets that need our services. Yeah, that's right. It's cash flow and making a profit is about fueling your purpose. It's not necessarily about filling the pockets of the directors. However, entrepreneurs like us should get paid a salary for what we do, so for the work we do in the business, and we need to make sure we get a return on the investment that we're building, on the asset that we're building. That is a really important concept that we need to build confidence and skill in. And so in the last couple of minutes, I wouldn't mind if we do a similar self-assessment rating like we did about the culture system on Tuesday. And so I'm just going to ask you, out of 0 to consider giving yourself a score. There's no high score or low score. There's no shame or success in this one. It's quite simply a self-assessment to give yourself some confidence to what to focus on next, or a bit of a guide to what to focus on to next. And so if I go back to the first one, and if you would consider rating yourself a 0 if, you know what, I haven't really done any work on this, a 1 if, you know what, I've made a start on this, but I've got some more work to do, or a 2, yep, I'm comfortable that for the time being, I've done enough work on that. I don't need to work on it. And I'm not saying I don't need to work on it ever, but for the time being, I should focus on other things because I've got that under control. So 0, 1, 2 is the rating scale there. So first part, money mindset. Finding comfort with the importance of making money is the question I want to ask you. Jeffrey's answered in the comments. Excellent, Jeffrey. Thank you. You've given yourself a 1. That is awesome. Feel free to do it in the comments if you want to. You don't have to. You can do it on your own notepad, wherever it suits. But money mindset is the first part, and being comfortable with more money in than out, and 10% profit, in my experience, is a great place for us to have a healthy, stable, sustainable business. There are businesses making more than that. There are businesses making less than that. I am saying 10% profit after the entrepreneur pays themselves an appropriate market-based wage. I'm not saying you do all this work, you pay your team members, and you only take what's left over. It's a salary that's appropriate for the work you do, and 10% profit beyond that is, in my experience, a healthy, sustainable business. Alrighty, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is about financial vision, and this is about educating your team on the long-term financial goals of a thriving business. That is very much related to that 10% profit focus. I think that's really important. I've just got off a call with my team at the Physio Co, and again, I mentioned the long-term financial goal is to make a 10% healthy, sustainable profit for our team at the Physio Co. So again, rate yourself out of 0, 1, or 2 for this financial vision part, and that is being clear with your team around what success looks like in terms of profit. Interesting tip here. I think that we should use percentage for the people in our team and dollars for directors when we talk about profit. And so, for example, profit when we discuss it with our team, I think is about a percentage profit. Hopefully it's 8, 9, 10% or more. Maybe you're lucky enough to be 15% or 20%, but we don't talk in actual dollars terms because I think that it's more meaningful and it's a common language using percentage. When you're a director of the business, you'd want to know what that percentage turns in terms of the number of dollars. And so percentage for the people, dollars for directors is the way I like to think of that one. Alrighty, third part, let's get on to it. The third part is the cash conversations part. Again, I'm going to ask you to rate yourself a 0 or 1 or 2 on this one. And I'm interested to know, how are you going building the confidence and the skill to negotiate the biggest cost in your business, being salaries, wages, and benefits? So very important that we pay people an appropriate amount of money so they stop thinking about money. We also have to make sure that we pay people an appropriate amount of money for their skill, experience, for the value they bring to our business, and not to be continually throwing more money in the direction of team members. That doesn't seem like a healthy, sustainable way to run a service-based business in my experience. And that is a third. And so I can see people have been answering the question. Thank you, Carmel. Thank you, Jeffrey. 2 for mindset, 0 from Carmel on the sharing the financials. No problems. That's your choice. That's your decision. Maybe it's something you'll work on in the future. Maybe it's something you decide that's not for you. That's entirely in your control. And Jeffrey gives himself a 1. Lots of 1s for you, Jeffrey. So that's it's awesome you've made a start. And then but there's obviously some room for focus and improvement in the future. Alrighty, that's the end of our cash flow self-assessment. Jeffrey and Carmel, thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. If you've been here live, thank you. If you're on the replay, feel free, write a comment, send me an email, whatever suits. Tristan@tristanwhite.com.au is the place to get in touch. If you've got any questions about this topic, about our culture self-assessment that we had on Tuesday, or anything else that you think I might be able to help you with, please get in touch. I'd love to help you. If you're interested in the Next Level Leadership Guide, a free download that covers 3 of the biggest topics I see us service-based leaders and entrepreneurs needing to build our skill in, feel free to download that as well. And Jeffrey, you preempted my next sentence. That is there one more session? Absolutely there is. Next Tuesday, the 30th of November at 8:45 a.m. will be our last Think Big, Act Small morning show for 2021. So yes, please do come back and join us then, Jeffrey. I'd love to see you there. If you've been part of this crew at any stage during the year, thank you. But yes, Tuesday of next week, 8:45 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time, will be our last Think Big, Act Small morning show for 2021. But on that note, I'm going to say thanks for having me. Thanks for being here. Remember, think big, act small. See you later.